when you first come to AP Web from the link, you're going to see this page. If you're a new user, you have to click New User and fill in your details and create your account. If you're a returning user, you log in here. New users, this is pretty simple. On your activation sheet, you have a unique ID and an activation code. You put those in, and then you create a username and a password for yourself. I can't simulate it without deactivating someone's account, so I'm not going to do that. If I thought it were difficult to do, I would make a tutorial, but it's really simple. A few initial things that you need to know. This website can only be accessed inside the school, mostly because it has a lot of personal and private information. So make sure that when you have this page open, it's not broadcasting up on your screen in front of students. So I'm going to log in. When you log in, your view might be different than mine because it does actually remember the last time you logged in and where you were at. I'm going to start over here on the left, student view. As an administrator, I have a few different options, so I'm going to stick with the ones that you should start with. For now, you can avoid enter, and we'll get into reports very quickly, but only grade 10 teachers are going to have permission to use this. AP Web Teacher is designed to let you view things, not change them. Alright, there is a gradebook, we are experimenting with it, but in general, you're just going to use this to look information up. So I'm going to go to demographics. Notice that this link and this link are the same, it doesn't matter. Alright, and I'm going to select all my students. Notice I only have three courses loaded in here. A lot of you obviously are going to have a more normal layout than I do. All my students. And then I'm going to select, for example, Ross Martin. And here's Ross's information. So you can scroll down, you can see where his address is. Notice you can copy this email address if you want to use it. Homeroom teacher, etc. Parent information, anything that we have. If something's blank, that means that we don't have it. Either we don't require it or the parents didn't give it to us. Okay, so this is the basic student view, student information. Okay, now let's look at another option. I'm going to go down here to period attendance. Alright, I can see how many absences Ross has had, tardies, etc., which is pretty handy. I can look by period. So if you want to know if somebody's always skipping a certain block, you can do this. And you can get a tally. Alright, now I'm going to go to transcripts. Notice the year is 2011, 2012. These are the current grades that have just been put in. But I can go back. 2010, 2011, 2009, 2010, etc. Okay, now I'm going to go to schedules. I'm going to go to line schedule. Alright, this is Ross's schedule, and then we'll look at the grid schedule. Here's the grid-based schedule, day 1 and day 2. A lot of the work that Miss Ann does has to do with giving teachers schedules for students so they can track them down. You don't really need to do that anymore. You can just use AP Web to do that. I've switched over to by teacher, and you can see here tells you when a student has which teacher. So it's pretty handy information. We don't have the discipline module yet, so don't worry about that. Okay, the final thing that we're going to look at will be some basic reporting options. So I'm going to click reports. The one that we're going to look at today is just period attendance. As you know, the office every day sends you like a skip list. We're actually going to start building in these attendance reports so you can just come here and view them. What we want to do is reduce the dependency on email, and this will just show you your students. It won't show you anyone else's students. So I'm going to go into generate, Okay? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit all grades and then all my students. Alright? And that'll show you all the students that you have, and then you just hit generate and it creates the report. Similar to a cooking show, I've already done that because I only have 3 students assigned to me for this demonstration, and none of them were absent today, so when I open up the report, it'll be blank. But if students were absent or they're skipping, it will show up here. And again, we're going to work on more and more reports. So if you have ideas for reports, make sure you get those together maybe as a department and email them to me so we can work on building them.